Okay, here we go. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Trench Grenade channel. I am your host, the average 2013 Gucci Glock trend enjoyer that your mom said that we have at home. Thanks for watching. The purpose of today's video is I'm going to talk to you guys about my experience shooting Gucci Glocks, okay? What experiences have I had? Was it better than a stock Glock? Did I actually get marginal or any sort of improvement or durability loss using something like a Gucci Glock? And is it actually worth it? Guys, I want you to leave a fire emoji down below. If you fell victim to the Gucci Glock craze back in the day, whether it be 2013 to 2018, kind of in that realm where everyone just had to have something like this, Shadow Systems, okay? If you had to have a Gucci Glock back in the day, leave a fire emoji. Let me know down in the comments below what Gucci Glock you fell for and why. Was it the marketing? Was it some sort of cosmetic reason? You let me know. And let us also know, did you have a performance increase, decrease, reliability increase or decrease, or what issues you had with your Gucci Glock, okay? Before we get even farther, guys, do you want to support the channel? Do you follow this channel? Do you wait for an upload for me to be, off work and actually have time to upload something? Well, if you do, consider checking out the Patreon. It's $5 a month, gets you access to our Discord server where you can stay up late, find buddies to train with, game with, and you can stay up late and you can argue about who has the best Gucci Glock and maybe who doesn't, or should you buy one or should you not, or why stock Glock 19s are maybe the best. Okay. Instagram, if you want to see behind the scenes lifting content, consider checking out the Instagram. That's where all that will be. And last but not least, Palmetto State Armory. They are the sponsor of the video. If you need anything from them that they supply, consider checking out the link below and they will help me out. I'll help you out. Maybe you get some discounts, whatever. Okay, guys, let's talk about it. So, I have owned two Gucci Glocks, okay? The primary one will be the one I just showed you. So this is the Shadow Systems MR920. Okay, we'll talk about this bad Larry in a second. This thing has over 12,000 rounds through this pistol alone. This is like their Glock 19 equivalent. It is rocking a Holosun 407C that refuses to die. Okay, red dot sight. You'll notice this thing has some slide cutouts. It is a lot lighter than a stock Glock, okay? A lot lighter. You'll see it has like a fluted barrel, and it has a better accuracy in the rifling. We'll talk about that in a second. But this is the first piece we'll be talking about. Piece, not meaning the gun, meaning piece of evidence and what I'm using to discuss. This will be the second one. This is a Shadow Systems, I always forget, DR920L. This will be like their Glock 34 equivalent. You will notice that this thing has got some bling, okay? It comes with kind of like a gold barrel, slide cuts. You'll see this is cut out. It's got all that, okay? What you'll notice about both of these guns is that the optic rides directly, you'll be able to see it best with this one, it rides directly onto the slide. So it's gonna have a lower co-witness. It's going to be more natural to actually find that dot quickly, okay, for the newer shooters. So that is pretty legit. You don't have to worry about the Glock MOS plate and all that. But yeah, you'll notice the barrel is fluted on this one as well. This one is extremely light, has a Glock 17 size grip, and this one is pretty legit. It is just rocking a Streamlight 1000 lumen light TLR 1HL. The dot is the Holosun EPS, okay, the mailbox of death, if you will. All right, so, and this will be the primary gun we discuss. This one has now over 10,000 rounds. This one has 12,000 rounds, both documented. You can see throughout the channel shooting both of these. The first thing I want to discuss is reliability, because both of these pistols had teething issues. Now, I will say, spoiler alert, they're 100% reliable now. However, when I first got both of these pistols, in the first 500 rounds, I would have random light primer strikes. That means click, no bang. I had to tap upward on the magazine, rack the slide violently to the rear, and release, and then re-engage, okay? So both of these guns in the first 500 rounds had very strange light primer strikes. That is my experience. Let me know if you've had the same. Other than those light primer strikes in the first 500 with both guns, I have had exactly 0 malfunctions with either gun. So that is a testament to Shadow Systems, I believe, on making a reliable Glock copy, because that is what these are. So I would say if you're going to get into some sort of Gucci Glock, you need to decide you need to do some research and decide, are they a reputable company and do people say good things about them? So yeah, just with that out of the way, they have both been 100% reliable after those first 500 rounds. So I would say if you are going to get a Gucci Glock, then you need to actually, I don't know, it's a crazy concept. You need to actually shoot the gun. I know, it's a weird thing. A lot of guys like to buy the gun and they like to collect, okay? What I want to show here, I don't know if the lighting is going to show it. Crazy. Watch this. Kaboom. Okay, we'll just put some backlight back there. I don't know if it'll still show it, but the amount of wear is one thing I want to note. This thing has been carried for about a year and a half, okay, as my concealed carry gun. I had other options, you know, I won't say better, but what you're going to see on this gun is the amount of wear, hopefully, on camera showing up there. Okay, hopefully you can see some of the wear patterns on this guy. And really, it's only some of the high points where some of the silver, or some silver is coming through with holster wear. This side of the handgun shows it the best, and a little bit on the barrel. And I'll turn this white light off before it just blinds me to death. The other pistol has no real apparent wear almost at all. Only a couple spots in some of the high points as well, but honestly nothing to write home about on the DR920L, just some minor cosmetic stuff. Again, these pistols have been used pretty hard, so no issues with cosmetics. One thing I want to talk about, both of these handguns have a steel guide rod, okay? You'll probably be able to see it with this one. They both have a steel guide rod. With that being said, I have a major note on the MR920, and I'm expecting it to happen on the DR920L, that over time, this recoil spring capture becomes, I guess, it becomes uncaptured. It just wants to loosen after around 600 rounds. What will happen is it will become exposed out here. So that is one thing, I guess, to note for the shadow systems. If you're actually using them, yes, it's cool. It comes with a steel guide rod, but over time, it's gonna loosen itself up. Yes, the pistol still is 100% reliable as long as you don't take it apart. It's just gonna keep running, because I would have it exposed out here, you know, clearly not captured anymore, with the spring exposed, or the capture piece exposed, and you could still shoot it all day. However, I called Shadow Systems, and they sent me a free one right away. So I think they've sent me two. And they've also sent me a replacement firing pin for this pistol, because I was wondering if it was just a firing pin that broke. And when I put the new firing pin in after another 100 rounds, no more light primer sights, no more issues at all. So I have replaced the firing pin and the recoil spring on this pistol. But again, this thing has been ran extremely hard, and it's 100% reliable now. But that's just something to note if you're going to get into the world of Gucci Glocks, okay? So yeah, there's that on reliability. I guess I should say one more thing about this one. Nothing has been replaced on this pistol at all. The DR920L is in its stock Gucci configuration, and this thing is legit. I guess I should note here on the bottom, there are more cutouts on the bottom to make it even more lightweight, and yeah, this thing is legit. Okay, next I want to talk about accuracy. I have won many Steel Challenge shoots, okay, with this gun with a white light on it. So I guess that would be open, I think is what I registered as. I have won a couple 2 to 3 off the top of my head Steel Challenge matches with this pistol against guys running staccatos. Now I will say, in the region that I took those competitions in, I would say I'm a better shooter just with any gun if we had the same exact gun, but that just is a testament to this thing. It fits my hand perfectly as the Glock 19 size gun, and I would say I'm most confident with this pistol. So that's that on accuracy. It's extremely accurate, and I would say it is as accurate as most B plus or A minus shooters, if that makes sense, for this pistol. Okay, it is as accurate as most B plus or A minus shooters. This would be about A minus to A in accuracy. What I mean is, and just spoiler alert, when you shoot a staccato C2 or a staccato P, wherever you put that dot, literally a bullet will appear on target. Like if you're shooting steel or even paper, literally if you're shooting a staccato, wherever the dot is, the bullet will actually touch that exact spot where as the pistol settles back down, you'll see the exact place you wanted the bullet to go on a staccato. It will actually be there. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm talking about running and gunning and actually doing drills. It's really wild to see a staccato versus most striker fired pistols. This is just below that for me. Okay, if I'm shooting, and I do shoot a staccato faster and better than this pistol, but if I'm running a Glock or want to run a striker fired pistol and I want the most accuracy out of the gun, that is where this DR920L has really been great for me. I have a green dot, I should specify, not that that makes any difference. The optic does have some holster wear from being racked off of objects for malfunction manipulation, but this thing is very good. It's not as good as a staccato. You know, if I pick this up and shoot 5 rounds quick and then I pick up a staccato, the grouping will be tighter and it will be faster. However, for a striker fired / Gucci Glock, this is definitely up there in accuracy, even more so than the MR920 from what I perceive, the perception of accuracy on target while actually doing a little thing called shooting or training is what you should be doing with your guns, right? Okay, so there's that note on that. Now we got to talk about triggers. I'm just going to be honest. They are barely better than a Glock trigger, okay? I'll just go with this line. We are clear. Wall. I mean, they're good. They're better than a stock Glock. You know, like on the wall, creep, bang. I don't know if you guys see that. On the wall, creep, bang. Every time, okay? Let's try this one out. This one has a little bit crisper, I guess is a way to put it. On the wall, take up, bang. They're both the exact same trigger. On the wall, take up, bang. Yep, every single time. On the wall, take up, bang. So they're very predictable. They're not mushy like a stock Glock. They are very predictable triggers. You know what is happening. If you're shooting like you're supposed to be doing, which is rolling through, okay, not staging, but rolling through the trigger, you know it's going to be on the wall, take up, mushy, take up, bang, every single time with both guns. So they are better than a stock Glock. And the texturing for these particular ones are better as well than a stock Glock. Okay, now that we've talked about why they're better, let's talk about why they might be worse. I could probably almost buy 2 Glock 17s for the price of this, okay? These are a little bit pricier. I'm not going to name the exact price because it changes and I don't know when you're going to watch this video. However, for one of these, I can almost buy 1 or 2 complete Glock 19s, if that makes sense, or Glock 17s based on what I'm getting. But what I should say, everything you want your stock Glock to be, these will eventually be with more shooting. So that's what I'll say about these. If you absolutely wanted to pick up a gun out of the box and know it was going to be fine out of the box, that would be a stock Glock, Gen 5 or Gen 3. However, if you want to where your pistol will most likely end up if you begin modifying it, then yes, 100% Shadow Systems is going to be the way to go. They do come with metal night sights. That's another thing you get out of the box over something like a stock Glock. But if you wanted a gun that is going to just scratch that itch long term, and you're going to be able to shoot long term and be happy, and the gun's lighter than a stock Glock, a lot lighter. I'm not just talking a little bit. It's a lot lighter than a stock Glock, both of these. This is a fully dutied out pistol, 5 EPS with a white light, and it is pretty light with hollow point ammunition in the gun, fully loaded mag. It's pretty light for a Glock 34 size gun. But I guess in summary, guys, if you got this far, if you want a Glock style handgun, a striker fired pistol that you're going to keep long term, that you want to be a little bit lighter, okay, than your stock Glock. You want it to be a little bit more accurate. You want it to look a little bit cooler. You want it to come with metal night sights. You want it to have a cool looking barrel, and you want to be able to mount your optic a little bit lower, and you want to have a little bit better texture. Actually, now that I say all this, it's a lot better. The trigger's better too. So if you are able to put 500 rounds through the pistol to break it in and make sure you're good to go, then honestly, I would recommend to Shadow Systems, and I would recommend you go with a reputable company like this to, if you are just in the mood for having a Gucci Glock that you either want to train with or carry, you're going to find that having an upgraded Glock out of the box is going to be better, okay? Even with this thing that has gone through a striker, a firing pin, and 2 recoil springs, or the guide rod that isn't captured, even with that, 100%, if you carry this day in, day out with the optic compared to a Glock 19 without an optic day in, day out, you're going to notice this thing is significantly lighter, and you're just going to be happier using it. Better texture on the gun, feels better in the hand, you know, it's just better, honestly. Better trigger, everything about the gun is better, you know, metal guide rod, everything about it is better than a Glock, but it comes down to your price point. Are you actually training, and are you willing to spend the extra money to upgrade to a Gucci Glock? So if you can train and you're happy and you're okay with actually putting some rounds to the gun, I would say send it, get something that's going to make you happy rather than get a stock Glock and then have to upgrade later, or just wish you would have went the full way in the beginning. All right, guys, those are my thoughts on Gucci Glocks. Let me know what experiences you've had down below. I look forward to reading your guys' comments. I'm sorry the videos have been a little bit delayed. Work's been a bit crazy, honestly. We're looking at like 14-hour days average right now. So if things are delayed, that's why. If you got this far in the video, that means you're one of my true OG fans. So thanks for being here. Until next time, this is going to be Trench Grenade, your average Gucci Glock enjoyer, signing out. Cheers.